550 KTRS. Last week, some Ferguson protesters were holding a strategy session, and our next guest was there supporting the protesters and decided to film it and was subsequently beat up by the other protesters. Chris Schaefer, a University of Missouri St. Louis student, joins us via Skype. Chris, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Hi. Thanks for talking with me.
First of all, how are you feeling?
I'm aching everywhere. I'm just recovering right now.
What happened? What injuries did you suffer?
Yeah, fortunately just cuts and bruises. But I was hit in the head a couple times. I was kicked in the sides, the back, the legs, the shin, the stomach, at a Ferguson protest meeting.
Yeah.
So were you recording then?
No, I wasn't recording at all.
You weren't recording. So they said that they were angry with you because you were live streaming. That's not the case?
A lot of people know me, and I've been on the scene live streaming at many of the events. But when I walked into the meeting, they told me not to live stream, so I did not. And I have proof. The company I use can show that I did not upload data and did not delete any data at all from that time.
How many people beat you up?
There was about 5 people who rushed me and participated in hitting me. There was another 5 or maybe more who knew. I believe they might have known something was up. They got up from my pew and walked to different pews before it happened.
So you're saying that there were people who knew you were going to get beat up, got up and walked away, so they were not either near you or a party to it.
Right,
yeah.
Right. But still looked at me, yeah.
Right. Now, when these 5 were beating you up, did anybody come and try and stop them? Did anybody come and try and protect you?
It all happened so fast. So when the 5 came at me, immediately they took my phone cord, and my phone charger, and then they pushed me, and then they slammed me against the back of the door, the church, the inside of the church door exit. Yeah. They slammed me into that. I fell out, and then they punched me. I fell to the ground, and then they continued to punch me and kick me while I was on the ground.
Had you seen?
It happened so fast.
Had you seen these people before? The people who hit you?
Some of them I've seen at the protest, but I didn't really interview them or know them well.
Have you been going to these meetings? Would you call yourself a protester? Are you part of this movement, if you will, to sort of bring attention to the police violence?
I want to keep protesters safe. I believe in freedom of speech and marching. I wanted to provide an unbiased perspective of what was happening, and I wasn't able to get out there in the beginning in August, but I started going a couple weeks ago.
So you have been out on the front lines, either filming, videotaping, live streaming, sort of documenting what's going on as a citizen journalist or as a peaceful protester?
I'd say both. As a citizen journalist, but I believe in freedom of speech, and I think that there's something to some of their demands. And I guess my goal is to try to figure out what that is and what policies can actually change to make things better.
Yeah. Did anyone apologize to you?
The church had a public conference. I didn't know about it. And so I guess they publicly apologized, but they haven't reached out to me personally.
Why? I have a question. Why are these protest meetings so behind closed doors and so secret? I mean, what constitutes them doing all of this planning if they're just protesting, if they just plan to protest?
Well, I believe there's a lot of things they cover, including how to be safe. If riot gear is brought out, how to wear a gas mask, how to stay in groups, how to be safe as a protester. and then just, figuring out where to protest and how to protest.
Right, but Kelly Jackson's point is why is putting on a gas mask, why is that secretive information?
Yeah, again, I was, they told me not to live stream,
Right.
and that struck me as weird because that's the only time it's happened before that they've told me.
Was there anything in that meeting, Chris, in which you wish you would have recorded, and outside of the beating itself, is there anything from that meeting that you learned that was interesting and or important to the overall story in which you couldn't videotape or live stream?
Well, I guess if I would have been able to record how they beat me and took me outside.
Right. We don't have any video of that anywhere, do we?
No.
Yeah. Chris, what do you have a website? Do you have a blog? Do you have a website? Are you putting this video up there throughout all of this?
Yeah. People can go to bamboozer.com, and then my name is period and then student, or dot student is my name on Bamboozer.
Okay, dot student on bamboozer.com.
Will you continue to protest?
I've thought about it. I'm a little hesitant to right now, especially once the indictment information is released.
You're afraid to protest because you're afraid for your own safety from the other protesters.
Yes, especially from the same group.
What was the group?
I mean, the same people that were there.
Oh, okay.
There's a mix of good and bad protesters, and I'd be afraid to go out there for the same people who already hurt me.
Yeah. Is that organization or that group or that subgroup of protesters, do they have a name? Are they calling themselves something?
I don't know for sure if they have a specific name or not.
They've been quoted as Lost Voices, right?
Yeah.
That's what people have said, and I'm not sure on that.
Chris Schaefer, an UMSL student who was beaten up by the protesters while he was at one of their meetings. Chris Schaefer, take care of yourself. Thanks for checking in.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll check traffic and weather on the other side of ABC News. It is 8 o'clock. We're broadcasting from the First Rule Film and Broadcast Studios, KTRS.com, also STLtoday.com, the Opinion tab, KTRS St. Louis.